Hey everyone, Mark Price here at devslopes.com, and I'm super excited to tell you about my game. It's called Locked Up, and it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. It sounds kind of weird, but I always thought, what would it be like to be thrown in prison? You see the videos and the documentaries of people in prison, and they're there for life. But what if you actually had to get out? How could you do it? And if you've ever seen popular shows like Prison Break, where he actually escapes from prison, all the little tiny things they have to do to get out, from watching guard patterns to, whether it's, or digging out of a wall like in the movie Alcatraz, the things you have to do in order to get out of prison, mixed with the notion of living in prison, full of gangs and violence and, just trying to get out unscathed. And so what would it be like to be in prison without actually having to go to prison? And I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And now that DevSlopes is well established and we got a team, we're going to launch a campaign for this, of course. And so let me tell you about this game. It's called Locked Up. That's the running name for it right now. And keep in mind, nothing's done with this game yet. Okay, I built some Unity scenes and I played around with some prototypes to kind of get a feel for where things are going. But a lot of it's still open. And we're just trying to figure out what game you want us to build. So Locked Up is a single-player, top-down, real-time role-playing game. The setting takes place in the near future in the world's most advanced high-security prison, where the Earth's worst criminals reside. You have been wrongfully accused, no possibility of parole, sentenced for life. Your goal is to find out who framed you and to escape. In Locked Up, you start off by picking your prison class, such as a smuggler, a brawler, or a white collar, or a psycho, and others. Each class has unique features that will give you advantages in prison life, whether that's being able to smuggle tools, to aid in your escape, or to have the persuasion and ability to pay off a prison guard. Gameplay is very story-driven, real-time point-and-click. You can click to interact with your environment, similar to like games like Diablo and stuff. You find objects and clues that can help you escape. You'll also learn special class skills that will aid you in your prison sentence, whether that be hand-to-hand combat skills, persuasion skills, sneaking, smuggling, or other things like that. You can gain skills and use those skills to your advantage. This game is very gritty. If you mess with the wrong people, you'll get beat down. If you start a fight and you can't win, you'll get shanked. You can gain or lose prison reputation. Eventually, you can choose to affiliate yourself with a prison gang or even become the prison kingpin. In Locked Up, there are many ways to escape, and you'll never play the same game experience twice, which is really cool. And our goal is to launch this game on Steam for PC and Mac, and the future hope when a Nintendo Switch opens up their platform. We'd love to get the game out on Switch. And it's really cool. You can get out of prison in many different ways, and whether that's you find a screw on the ground and you use that screw and to start chipping away at the wall in your cell, whatever it may be. And some other things we're playing around with right now is the story. Where does this take place? I'm thinking it's in the near future, maybe 100 years in the future. Maybe it's in a place like Antarctica, where it's frozen outside. It's a high-tech prison. Another theme, completely opposite almost, is I was almost thinking like there was a zombie apocalypse that happened on the Earth, and we've recovered from it now. We're like 10 years past the zombie apocalypse. Think Walking Dead, but now civilizations come back together, and this prison holds some of the worst criminals from those times that did those terrible things, like people like Negan and stuff. And so you're in this gritty prison, and zombies are mostly gone, but occasionally you see one here and there, and so people are still fighting that off in this post-apocalyptic world where you're coming back together, where you're still in prison. That's another game story idea I had. And the third one is more traditional, like a real actual prison, where it's just somewhere in the United States, but it's high-tech in the future, and then maybe in a subsequent sequel, you escape, and then you have to figure out how to escape from the police and cross the border or find out who framed you. I don't know. So those are some ideas you can think about, but really excited about this game. It'll be a lot of fun. We're going to crowdfund this, and I feel like this would be a good game to get behind, a good first game for DevSlopes, and so that's kind of the overview.
Yo, so if you don't want to play some sissy game with plastic toys and are more interested in shanking people, joining a gang, or figuring out how to get out of prison without actually having to go to prison, then vote for this game and we're going to build it, and it's going to be amazing. Or if you're like me, who's always wanted to be locked up in prison and then figure out how to get out, or if you're one of those guys who really wants to go to prison but don't actually want to do it in real life,
If you want to figure out how to get out of prison without going in the first place.
Or if you've ever wanted to escape prison, or if you're like me and if I've ever wanted to escape prison.
Oh yeah, you should do something like if you've ever wanted to experience prison break without going to prison or something like that.